BB851, turn right, heading 180. Order 14 Papa, turn right 245, report localizer established 27.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Aviation News Weekly. I've got to say a huge thanks for your incredible support on the recent Aviation News Weekly as we rapidly approach 100,000 views on that video. It seems you do enjoy these, and today is an action-packed one with lots happening in the industry in the past week. Today's video is sponsored by NordVPN, so let's not waste any more time. We begin with further updates to the Boeing 737 MAX, and there's some positive and also negative news. As the type has now been grounded for well over a month and is rapidly approaching 2 months on the ground, Boeing is still working on its software fix for the anti-stall feature. This is an important fix, as it will hopefully make the MAX safe again. Last week I mentioned that Southwest, American Airlines, United Airlines and other airlines owning the MAX had removed the type from their schedules until August. While that is a while away, it's become apparent that this is when potentially the type could be flying again, unless things change drastically up until then. Boeing is targeting July as a month where they'll get the Boeing 737 MAX back in the skies. Reuters has said that Boeing are in talks with the FAA to get approval as early as the third week of May for their software fix, and then have the type flying by July. Once again though, this is a hope from Boeing, and just like anything in aviation, things can most definitely change at the drop of a hat. The 737 MAX grounding has impacted Boeing more than anyone, with their overall brand taking a major hit. Reports though indicate that nearly 100% of carriers flying the MAX are coping with the groundings operationally, with other aircraft being drafted in. Moving across to Airbus, there were some major developments with the A319. The first Pratt & Whitney powered A319 NEO made its maiden flight last week. MSN 6464 is set to perform an extensive flight test campaign, so it can achieve the certification it requires by Q4 2019 with these Pratt & Whitney GTF engines. The type departed Toulouse at 12:30 local time and landed at 15:30 local time. A crew of 5 were on board the aircraft, with a captain, first officer and test flight engineers. However, it was also a big day for the A319 NEO, which is the corporate jet variant. It completed its first flight on the 24th of April. The flight lasted close to 2 hours and allowed the pilots to complete a short test program to verify all features found on the aircraft, such as its added fuel tanks, something that is indeed prominently found in corporate jets, to allow these aircraft to fly for huge amounts of time. In fact, the BBJ 777X boasts a range of some 22 plus hours. The A319 NEO with K5 Aviation is fitted with a whopping 5 additional centre fuel tanks. Finnair also announced in mid-April that it'd be flying between Helsinki and Guangzhou year-round as of the winter season in 2019. The 2 times a week service comes after the route was first flown in the summer of 2016. As of spring this year, the A350 came in the place of the A330 on the service, giving Finnair more capacity in the cabin and also below in the cargo area. The network and resource manager at Finnair said, "The extension of the operating season of our Guangzhou route is a logical next step in our Asian strategy. Travel between Finnair's Chinese destinations and Europe is increasing, and we are happy to now be able to offer year-round operations to our passengers and cargo customers." If we move back to Boeing, following the news of Jet Airways suspending operations, Boeing has reportedly axed some 210 orders from its order book. The major adjustment comes after the near collapse of the Indian carrier, who were heavily relying on the 737 MAX for their future operations. In fact, the airline had actually made some major orders in recent years for hundreds of the type. It also means that from this cancellation, Airbus has overtaken Boeing this year in regards to business. This is some major news for both aircraft manufacturers. While Boeing welcomed in a number of orders for various different aircraft, they actually reported a minus 119 net orders after all cancellations for the first quarter, sliding into, well, the negative side of things. And now back to Airbus, who have really definitely been on the more positive side of things of late. According to Reuters and the Airbus sales chief, it is already selling the longer range version of the A321. This is not to be mistaken for the A321LR, as this is the A321XLR, as it's been dubbed by many. It signals the huge demand for middle-of-the-market jets, especially with Boeing still having not launched their own NMA dubbed to be the 797, and with recent 737 MAX controversy, that program could actually be delayed. In an interview speaking to Reuters, the newly appointed sales chief said, "We are selling increased range on the A321. People are telling us this is a great module. Give me more range, we say. We will give you the maximum range we can on the A321. How many would you like? That is what we are doing." What's interesting is that the A321XLR was actually quoted to have only a very minimal range increase, of some roughly 400 miles in recent rumours. While we don't have specific specifications as of yet, it has become apparent in recent months that this aircraft is of interest to many and could be the key to stopping Boeing taking a large chunk of the middle of the market sector, one that is actually set to be pivotal to aircraft manufacturers in the future. So much so that up-and-coming manufacturer Comac is working on their own NMA. Whether that will be an actual success is a question for another day. No official launch date has been given for the A321XLR. However, if these comments are to be true, it could just be the 2019 Paris Air Show, which takes place towards the end of June. This is coincidentally when the 797 was rumoured to be launching last year. That, of course, though, as we know, changed, and now it is expected to launch in 2020. Before I do go, I have an important application for all you aviation enthusiasts, that being NordVPN. Unlike a hamburger, or maybe even an A350, a VPN is critical now in today's society, especially for us aviation enthusiasts. After all, most of the time we're on public free Wi-Fi connections at our airports, in cities travelling, or on the plane, and frankly your information isn't safe. With 24/7 customer support, 5,200 plus servers in a whopping 62 countries, NordVPN is actually perfect for us enthusiasts, as it allows us to keep safe on the internet, and as a user myself, I couldn't recommend them enough. You can get 75% off, which is only $2.99 a month, and thanks to me, you'll also be getting an additional free month at nordvpn.org/DJs Aviation, and make sure you use the coupon code DJs Aviation. Thanks very much to NordVPN for sponsoring this video and backing me on this YouTube journey. With that being said, is there a particular story that interested you in the past week, or something you'd like to comment on from the past week's Aviation News Weekly? Feel free to let me know down in the comments below, and as always, thanks to you, my awesome viewers and community, for the support. It's really, really appreciated, and I do very much look forward to you all joining me in the next one.